This is FBC Firebreak. We're here on PlayStation 5 Pro. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. This is the latest Remedy game from the minds behind classics such as the Max Payne series 1 and 2, Alan Wake 1 and 2, Control, which, got some Game of the Year stuff, Quantum Break, which, I actually quite like Quantum Break. And then this, which is quite possibly one of the worst games I've played, and most certainly the worst Remedy title I've ever played. So, I sat there and I did, a full stream of the whole game. If you have, a competent squad, Dave, if you're playing basically by yourself most of the time, you can finish everything this game has to offer in under 4 hours. There's just literally nothing to this game. I can't even believe Remedy would put something out like this, because it's just, quite frankly, it's embarrassing is what it is. I'm genuinely confused as to why they thought that this was a good idea. This is not, when I think of Remedy, I think of, wow, this is the next big game I get to play, something groundbreaking in story, something uniquely interesting. And then there's this. And it's just a very shallow, quick multiplayer experience. And I'm genuinely confused as to why they did this. It's just weird. It genuinely sucks to play. I hate this game. And I hate that it's it runs fine. It looks okay. But it's just incredibly mundane gameplay, where I really am just confused as to what they were thinking and why they made this. So just rant aside, this is basically they took Control, which, if you guys are not familiar with Control, it's a really great game. I highly recommend playing it. They flipped the assets, and they turned it into a first-person cooperative shooter type thing. So what you're doing is there's 5 missions that you play, and every mission progresses. So you do a mission, you do the first part of a mission, okay. Then you do other missions, or you keep doing that one, and then you get to a second tier, and in the second tier, the level complexity increases slightly. And then there's a third tier. And then it just ends. That's it. And then you just keep replaying. You can add corruption to make it slightly tougher, and there's different difficulties, but there genuinely isn't anything to this game. And this is all you do. There's one level where you shoot hundreds of thousands of sticky notes. The sticky notes become monsters at times, I guess, but that's literally what that mission is. There's one where you shoot pink stuff. There's one where you put these fans beside these freezing anomalies, and then you melt them, and then you leave. and the missions, they take I want to say 15 minutes a piece or so. There's genuinely nothing to this game. It just is a worthless waste of space, honestly. And I love Remedy's other titles, so hopefully Remedy, when I'm doing my review stuff, isn't too mad about that. It doesn't cause issues for me trying to cover their other stuff because of it. I actually am fearful of that, but this is genuinely atrocious. It's embarrassing that they released this, because it literally, at a best level, is one of the most mundane, boring experiences I've ever had in my entire life. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone. Now, with that, the gameplay here, I would have taken this gameplay, this aesthetic, I would have done a Left 4 Dead clone. That's what I would have done. It's got the same style of shooting that feels like it's out of the mid-2000s. And, it's got, a really basic UI, really basic set. There's some grinding you can do. You can grind to, certain skills and things, and you can grind through what appear to be battle passes. The genuine nerve to include something that like it's in the game, but it's clearly it was designed as something where it's like, oh, we can make this a live service, so we can charge people for battle passes down the line. And it's just like, Remedy, if this is what you do for multiplayer, I never want to see another multiplayer game out of Remedy for the rest of my days. This is genuinely terrible. This sucks. This is not fun to play. It's boring. I dragged one of my pals as a bit of a joke because he was wanting to like join in the stream. He's like, "Oh, I finally got it downloaded. Can I come in?" I was like, "Oh yeah, come play this." And he was just like, he's like, "This is terrible." I was like, "Yeah, no, this sucks. This is genuinely just like a waste of time." You're probably wondering from the technical perspective what we're getting here. So this is supposed to be PS5 Pro enhanced. That's according to their little documentation they did. So it's using Pistol technology to give us a 4K resolution and 60 FPS. And like I said, it looks clean, runs fine. Like, there's no technical problems. There's just nothing to this game. And the nerve to charge for this game is like... Yeah, this is something... I give this game like a week. And the other thing that's really weird too is like from a cross progression. I wonder if we can kind of show that in the options. Some settings usually are just... Yeah, so I have cross-platform multiplayer on, and it doesn't seem to work. There's mouse and keyboard support, which is nice. And graphics is just like, you can use your FOV, and oh, you can see pissers right there. And then there's motion blur and film grain, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you can adjust your FOV and turn the pisser on or off. That's kind of funny. I guess if you're finding it's blurry looking, but it looks clean and sharp. It looks great, honestly. Visually, it's totally fine. But like, I got cross multi-platform like cross-play on, but like, you never come across people from other platforms, which makes me feel like it's broken. Like, I streamed it on Xbox for like 4.5 hours. It was straight punishment, and seriously, I finished everything that this game had to offer. There's nothing more to play it on there other than just doing my review stuff here. And like, oh jeez, what else was I gonna go on for there? And like on Xbox, I could only get Xbox players if the lobbies would fill. That's a big if. Like, a lot of the time, the lobbies do not fill. And then here on PlayStation, playing it and testing it out, I can only seemingly get PlayStation players. And it's just bizarre. The best part of this whole game is this little mini game you do for 2 seconds when you're interacting with something. That's creative. Everything else is terrible. You just fight the same generic enemies over and over and over again. They have random names to make them special, I guess. I don't know. But like, yeah, I really... It's just shame is what it is, Remedy. It's just shame. At least the onboarding is really quick. I'll give them that. Like, you literally... You know, like, the tutorial thing is just playing. So that's well done. And it's, like, easy to understand how to play this. It's just so simply, like, dumb. Oh, and there's HDR support, too, in case you're wondering. So, let's just give you the quick rundown info on this. So, it's a cooperative first-person shooter, like I said, set in the mysterious federal agency, which is undersold by otherworldly forces. As a years-long siege on the agency's headquarters reaches a boiling point, only Firebreak has the guts to plunge in and bring things back from the brink. So that's what you guys are. You dress as, like, firefighters for some reason. I don't know. Something like that. And you can do sprays on the ground, you know, if you're into that. But yeah, it's just kind of really dumbly simplistic. That's literally what the missions are. That's absolutely it. It's... Yeah, that's the mission. We'll jump into another match and talk more about this. So yeah, if you're ever having issues where you can't like find players in the main lobby thing when you're searching, just literally start searching, and then sometimes it fills your lobby and sometimes it doesn't. But like, I think you're gonna run out of people to play with pretty quickly on this one. I genuinely can't see this lasting because I think it is horrifically bad. I really do ponder as to like why Remedy thought this was a good game to release. I really don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I play a lot of games, and like, again, like, you look out here, it looks cool. You know what I mean? Like, this looks cool. There's, like, sticky notes and things flying in the air, and there's fire, and it's got the visual aesthetic of Control, which was a super cool universe. Well worth playing. That game's amazing, by the way. And then, like, this is the stuff you do in this. Is we have to shoot 20,000 sticky notes. And then you go to another area and you shoot more sticky notes. This is the gameplay. Legitimately. This is what you do in this game. You just shoot sticky notes and then they get on your screen and you have to take a shower to get the sticky notes off your screen. And then occasionally go here. And again, this is the coolest part of this, is when you're sitting there like shuffling through, grabbing ammo and stuff. Pretty cool. But other than that, everything else in this game is a terrible waste of time. You do all this stuff and then you just leave. And there's like no randomness to it. I sat there and stomached through all the different level tiers and everything like that, because I thought it was going to unlock another mission. So like when you play the game, there's like this area where it's got like 5 clippings on a board, and there's like a 6th one, like a 6th clipping. And it's like, ooh, I'm assuming that's like a big boss thing or something you unlock. Nope, nothing. Nothing there. This is an empty space. Yep. Nothing at all. And you just sit there and you're just like, really? Like, I get the idea maybe to a degree of what they were going for, but wow, this is really boring. Like, genuinely boring. Like, Remedy has literally created some of the best games ever in our industry. And then we got this. And I'm just hoping that to some degree I can maybe persuade you from not even wasting your time. Because it's just literally not worth... Like, I don't see how anyone would really get value or fun out of playing this. That's what confuses me the most. It's just like, where in the process of releasing or making this game did they, like, find that they were having fun playing this? Like, even from a testing perspective, someone had to internally be sitting there being like, hey guys, this just isn't working. You know, if a company out there ever wants for, you know, consulting and stuff, I'll come in, I'll tell you to cancel your game. I would have told them to cancel this. But, like, if you look at the gameplay like this, we're moving around, shooting, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, this kind of would have worked as a Left 4 Dead type game. Right? It's just the formatting here is beyond questionable. And there's just, like I said, nothing to it. And there's only so much that you could sit there and redo the same mundane tasks over and over again. Like, I think you might sit there for like half an hour and be like, okay, so we're just getting warmed up. When are things going to start to get interesting? And that's the secret. They never do. It never gets interesting. It never gets more fun. It never becomes more engaging. You just sit here and you shoot enemies. Like, I mean, there's literally a sticky notes monster person that you shoot. And that's not fun. It should be, because it's a cool sticky notes monster, but it isn't. So, like, what gives Remedy? Seriously, I want to know what the thought process was behind this. Like, see, I told you our mission here, literally. Shoot more sticky notes. I did the solo because I couldn't find anybody the other night. And eventually the game, I think, started feeling bad for me and just had sticky notes destroying themselves. And this is the gameplay. This is a whole level in this game. And there's only 5 of these levels. Seriously, that's it. I will say, though, that there is a cool, rewarding sticky note, like, face-off thing that happens. But even that is kind of really overly long and mundane. And it seems like they had a concept, and they just didn't have any idea how to execute on that concept. And they didn't have the time to put in enough content to actually make it justifiable. And I'm just so confused. Like, it's because I think Helldivers is the problem. I think there's this sickening thing going on in this industry where these companies think they can do really, really half-efforted little games and, you know, make good money off of doing that. And it's just, no. It rarely works. You have to do the right thing. Like, even though, like, even aside of that, like, even if this was, like, a free-to-play or something like that, the gameplay still isn't even good enough to support free-to-play. I really do not understand this. And I'm all about world building. I'm all about spin-offs. You know, if they had another like Control, like spin-off game that was smaller and did something in that universe, I'd be all the way down for it. I think that'd be really cool. But like this is just not it. I don't know what they were going for here. And I mean, like, I really wish I had even more like thoughts and stuff to go on, but it's so hard to talk about a game that literally has nothing to it. Like, the positives, again, are just, like, basically gathering ammo or doing little quick mini-game movements, but even those, it's like, you have to do them so often it becomes annoying. And it's like, you can kind of fix things in the environment, which is cool, but that's, like, barely included in those. And there's, like, little shelters you can break into, and you can get little, you know, cache things of info, little folders. But it's just like, it's completely repetitive and just not very fun and engaging. And you're just doing the same mundane thing over and over and over again until you uninstall it. Like, I'm not even sure it's really worth the time that it takes to, like, install this game and, like, spend time playing it. There's so many games out there today that you can dive into and play that are so much more rewarding and, like, earning of your time. And it's weird to be sitting here talking about a Remedy game like this. Because, like, I didn't think it necessarily looked great, but I never in my wildest imagination thought this game would be this genuinely bad. Like, I do not get it. Like, I don't... I'd like to think that there was a really cool idea that they had sitting there, if that makes sense, and they were like, okay, everybody's gonna love this and stuff, and it's gonna work out really well. And it just didn't come together, but... yeah, this just really ain't it. Like, I don't know. I'm weirded out by this. I am so confused by its existence. Like, I hope Remedy can bounce back, but I'm actually kind of worried about what the quality of their next game is gonna be. Because I'm like, yeah, sure, she's polished, she runs, she looks good, but like, if the gameplay isn't even like a little bit interesting to the point where I'm bored of it, like almost immediately, and basically telling people to just stay away, is like, is this gonna be the case for what Remedy does next? They just kind of like lost their touch or something? Like, it's weird. Like, a lot of these companies don't think about like the damage that doing these little mini games can do, because I really genuinely don't think Remedy has ever missed for me in terms of like a game they've released. Like, I've literally enjoyed all of their games. At least that I can think of all of their titles. I can't think of any that I don't like, and this is just so weird. It just does not feel like them at all. It feels like they just hired like a new squad or something and are just wanting to like take things in a different direction, and I do not like the direction that they are attempting to take things with this, because this is just like abysmal. I mean, that's the mission. We literally just shot sticky notes for like 8 minutes. Like, really? So anyways, I'm hoping my time with this game is going to be coming to an abrupt end. Oh, it definitely is, because I just literally disconnected. Oh, there's server issues too. It seems to be the case that there's kind of server problems. But you know that? You never get to lobbies with people on other platforms. It's weird. Hello there. Hi. Oh, not again. Like, it seems like they've got, like, some, you know, quirky ideas and stuff for this. And the universe of Control, and I guess the Remedyverse in general, is a really neat idea, but this is not the way that you extend this, and I don't know why they thought they could get away with releasing the game. Like, weirdly, in this state, like, again, it runs fine. It's polished. There's just nothing to it to enjoy or play, and it's like, I guess if you're really desperate for a cooperative experience for a group of your pals and you want to put them through what is misery and probably something that's going to make them question your gaming judgments, I mean, you could possibly jump in and do that, but I would personally quite warn you to stay away from this one and do not touch it and do not play it, because I don't see any amount of content or changing that's going to make this actually work as a game. And yeah, it's genuinely terrible. It sucks to play this game. I don't like it. I do not recommend it, and I recommend staying far away from it.